Rick Hong here for Hollywood First Look. Tonight, we're at the premiere for Billy the Kid. Yeehaw! Let's take a first look.
You okay there, Billy?
I guess so.
This is not a toy. You never point that at a man, unless you intend to use it.
Hey now, friend. Can I get you something? Not yet.
I think the first thing that attracted me to this was when I read Michael Hirst's script, and the Mexicans that were portrayed on the script were not the ones that we're used to seeing on TV. I was like, wow, this is a guy who sees himself as an equal to Billy. He doesn't need to impress, he doesn't need to play pretend, he's just who he is. And I think the friendship between those two was really what drew me to this. It was like such a lovely story. It was a friendship I've never seen between a brown person and a white person, in Westerns especially. And so it was just so cool, and Tom and I got along really well, which helped a lot. And it was really just a true friendship.
I wanted to show Billy as a boy. I wanted to show how he was, what he was, how he became what he was, what was his background, what were his parents like, where he came from. That took time, and I wanted to embed people in the character to understand him and to love him, So when we get to the Lincoln County Wars, we're embedded with him, we care about him, and that's very important, I think, in TV shows.
It was a real gift for me to be able to play a story of an Irish immigrant and get to tell a story from where I'm from. And I had absolutely no idea before doing this project that Billy the Kid was even the son of Irish immigrants. So suddenly this mythical character seems so close to home. And Michael Hirst has created the most wonderful scripts. And he wrote such a beautiful woman, a really strong woman, and it was such a gift to get to play that, because he's such a talent.
Oh yeah, I grew up with, watching Westerns, loving them. I watched the Peckinpah movie, Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid, when I was younger. And I found it a really interesting story between the two of them, that they were friends. And then Pat Garrett, who was once a gunslinger too, becomes a sheriff, as they did in those days. And then he is now tasked with hunting him down. So that kind of dynamic was really interesting for me. I wanted to, so when the part came up, I was like, I have to get this,
So did you ever pop in Young Guns 1 or 2, or pop in some John Bon Jovi, Blaze of Glory, just to get yourself in the mood?
I tried to not watch too much, because I wanted to have my own spin on it, but I had watched those previously. I love Young Guns, love all of Peckinpah's movies, basically. I'm obsessed with, so yeah.
So then how was prepping? Riding the horses, shooting the guns, putting the clothes on, for you, because you're a Brit, so I don't know how much of that you already have in your repertoire.
Yeah, definitely not any riding or gunslinging. I can't have any guns in England. And horse riding is, you ride differently if you're posh, and I'm not posh, so I never got to ride. But so we showed up, learned how to ride, had a crash course, and it was the coolest experience. You're chilling with these cowboys in between learning how to ride, and you're kind of seeing them being the real deal, and it's all you need as a character study as far as the physicality and kind of just that vibe, and then you just place that into the 1800s and hopefully it'll work out. know?
Oh man, I mean, I've been a Western fan for a long time. Michael and I both have this kind of nice thing in common where we both grew up in Yorkshire in the north of England and have been kind of reading about the West and these Western icons for years. And so when I got the call that they wanted me to play him after auditioning a few times, I mean, it was like a childhood dream come true. I knew about him since I was probably about 11 or 12 years old. Never did I think I'd end up playing him, but I feel incredibly honored to kind of follow in the footsteps of the amazing actors who have played him before.
How is just all the prep for it?
I mean, for me, that's the joyful part. You know, that's what gives me my bread and butter, my drive. Getting to learn new skills in the fashion of the character that you're playing is part of the fun of it. I mean, that's, you know, when else would I get to kind of learn to ride in 3 weeks and learn to shoot a gun and lasso a cow? I mean, it's just a total crash course. And all of it just hopefully adds to the authenticity of the character you're playing. But on top of that, it's like skills that you can carry forward through life that ordinarily a little boy from North Yorkshire in England wouldn't get to do. So yeah, it's a pleasure.
You can find Billy the Kid streaming on Epix now. Until next time, I'm Rick Hong. I'll make you famous.